to you guys the power of actually having products within your business. So the fact that each and every single one of us has intellectual property that we can convert either into published books or programs that eventually other people can end up using as a system and putting them together and compiling them into a business in a box. So let me tell you why all of this and how it came about. Basically 3 years ago when I started my business, I really wanted to get going, and just like Carol, where's my first paying client? Where's my first paying client? It took me 5 months to get my first paying client. And so still dribs and drabs over the following months, and at Christmas that year someone came up to me at a networking event and said, you should write a book. Well, don't give me an idea, because if I kind of like it, that's it, it's happening tomorrow. So I said, you know what, I'll write a book. I think he's right, and so I set myself a goal. I want to write a 90-page book in Word in 90 days starting in that following year, and by the March I had finished it because I was consistent over the period of time that I wrote 7 pages a week, which was 1 page a day. I broke it, made it really simple, and then I handed it over to the publisher. Within 6 months the book was out, and that was the turning point in my business. So for some of you who are just about to start your businesses or are brand new businesses that haven't really got that snowball effect yet and a steady flow of clients, this is one of the ways that you can really establish yourself as an expert. It opened up so many doors. The opportunities were flying my way. I ended up rebranding, and then I got addicted to product creation. So today, standing in front of you, I've got 3 books published and 5 programs. And all of these bits put together I came up with 2 businesses in a box. One is Ultimate Weight Loss, Lose the Last 10 Kilos, which there's 25 coaches Australia-wide using that system to then run their own business because they don't have a niche. So this is a niche that they could invest in. And then there's Ultimate Business Edge, which is the brand that I represent tonight, called Create Products for Profit. And that's also licensed, and there is coaches out there working within that niche, and there's 5 of them around Australia. And so I'm in conversations internationally now to spread it out, and it might even turn into like a bit of a multi-level because there is potential of doing that. So really the sky's the limit. So lately what I've been doing with people, I love unpacking their intellectual property. And 6th of July, I'm going to run a half-day workshops here for people to actually do that. So if you love what I do with the Spina today, and you want to do that for your own business, come to that workshop, because it'll be a really cool thing to outline and unpack your intellectual property. So who here has thought about writing a book? It's addictive, yeah. No, Blaze?
I've already written one.
You've written one? Yeah. Blaze is our resident publisher. She published one of my books, and one of you will win one of my 3 books as the door prize tonight. But a lot of you have. And those books can end up being programs, because that's what ended up happening with me. The 7 Ultimate Secrets to Weight Loss actually got expanded and created into a program, a step-by-step system that other people can replicate. So you guys, for example, with your auto business, whatever you're doing, whatever systems you have and how you do it is intellectual property, because then you can replicate your brand and other people can have your work under your umbrella but in different states of Australia. So that's totally possible, even though, because it's a unique business model. So it's about putting together the business model and the systems around that. So every single one of you, even with insurance, how you do it, Tony, all of that kind of stuff. So I've never met Despina, so we're going to have a bit of fun on the whiteboard, and I will teach you how to do it. You can go off home and have a bit of fun. Last month, what we did is I taught people the top 3 secrets on how to convert your IP into profit, and that video is actually posted on our event page. I can repost it higher up so then you guys can catch it, so because you weren't here last month, and that way you can get that value and see how it goes. So where's my little clipboard? This is as much information that I have on Despina. She introduced herself. Do you want to maybe just turn a chair around, because I'll ask you, or you can stand, whatever you like to do if you're more comfortable. So as Despina told us earlier, she has recently had a bub, and she's got actually 3 children. Her business is called Institute of Excellence, and basically she has background in tourism, with within the adventure, I guess, type of businesses.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hot air balloon, managing that decade in that. Okay. And she's completed her diploma, and she has run some community workshops for women, and have presented at tourism events and events conference. So Despina doesn't know what her niche is. See, for a lot of you here, you already have your niche. You only just have to kind of package it up and sit down and create the flow and design those products. But this is where it's challenging. You know, I don't know what I'm going to stand for. So tell me a little bit about what is it, have you had any ideas? Anything, you know, when people come and see you, have you so far coached people pro bono and all that?
I have.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It has been mainly, predominantly women.
Yes.
And mums
Mm-hmm.
that through the coaching training.
Yep.
And also through work. I kind of did it indirectly through the company that I work for, with the ballooning, with the staff.
Yes,
there.
staff coaching.
Yeah.
Can you tell me what sort of problems came to you? What were their issues? Obviously, you're not naming anyone, but what kind of things were you working on with them?
Leadership was
Yeah.
a big one.
Yeah.
I guess self-confidence and self-esteem, that would come up. Fear, like that, you know,
Yeah.
the common thread of the
Yeah.
fear of failure. With the women, it's more the uncertainty or
Yeah.
that loss of control, especially for the new mums that I would work with.
What is it that they saw in you that they wanted for themselves? Because we usually attract people that want what we have. Okay? So what I have found is when I started as a coach, I kept attracting these people who wanted to lose weight. And it's like, and they said to me, your niche will come to you. And then I looked at my story, and I had the story of lose the last 10 kilos, so that's why I niched in that. And then with the books and all that, people started going, how did you do that? Help me do that. And I kind of go, oh, it's right in front of my face. So usually hits you. Is there anything that you're passionate about teaching others? What would you love to teach? If you could stand up in front of this room and teach people something on how to, what would it be?
On how to. Well, I'm going to present next month at the Tourism Events Conference, and I came up with this. It's on customer service,
Yeah.
and my theme around that is around random act of kindness, to bring that into our visitor industry. So that's something that I'm finding a real passion about, and I've titled it Show Us Your Rack.
Okay, so random acts of service. Yeah. Random acts of service.
Random acts of kindness.
Oh, sorry.
Random acts of kindness.
Yeah.
To kind of bring more love and kindness into the way we service our industry. So that's something that's more kind of.
You like doing that?
I like doing that.
Okay. Because
Yeah.
I had a bit of a play with what you gave me last night.
Yeah.
And I go, what can she be? And I was speaking to my husband, and you know, we had a couple of different things here around being a business coach within the tourism and hospitality industry that specialises in that obviously customer service arena, because that's where you've done that for 10 years, okay? And with your little flavour of what you're saying, your random act of kindness, and what was the second thing that you just said?
Show us your rack.
Show us your rack. Yeah. Okay. So your what I would say, because a great niche needs to be narrow but deep, okay? And where you've had that experience is in that tourism industry, and we even thought about, well, could it be specialising in the adventure type businesses? You know, people who go bungee jumping, people who go whitewater rafting, and all of those types of businesses.
Yeah.
Because have you also had an impact on your business? Have you been in charge of growing it and generating it? So you know how you need to run it and how to grow it, that particular current business. Yeah?
Yeah.
Could you coach people on how to grow their own adventure type businesses?
Yeah. how could, even as a tour operator, adventure, even like, I mean, I'm just thinking now, our wine tour operators, they're all kind of small, or shopping tours that I have a network
Right.
with,
Okay.
but they all, yeah. But I guess what my journey through the ballooning business could certainly be.
Because that's a narrow niche. I have
Yeah.
one of my clients who is a locksmith. Some of us know him. But he wants to niche in being a coach for tradies. Okay? So see, he's not just any business coach. Because there's so many business coaches out there. How are you different? Like, when I business coach, I don't coach on everything. I coach on writing books. And he's writing a book. He's writing Confessions of a Locksmith. How cool is that? Yeah, it's nearly coming out. And then he might be writing Confessions of a Tradie. So that's how you link up. Yeah, isn't it cool? And he's very like quirky in terms of naming his IP really sexy. So he's really cool. So do you want to have a bit of a play with a program or a book that you could write around helping, could we call them adventure? I mean, please, guys, if you come up with ideas, yell them out, because I sometimes need to process this. I actually go, what about this? And then I'll come up with this great idea. You know, it doesn't happen obviously as smoothly as, you know, this is not pre-planned. So what would we call it? If it's adventure, those tours, what umbrella?
Should you use the word adrenaline? Because I know
Adrenaline,
a lot of people
I love it.
go with adrenaline junkie, and I love doing things that are high adrenaline stuff myself. And
But
So that's-
adrenaline, even experience,
Yeah.
like
Experience?
different experiences.
It's relevant that you've been.
Yeah, ballooning, it's not really a, a lot more adventure experience orientated, like get out there and like doing, like it's action based activities.
Peak coaching or something, you know, like where you're doing all that rock climbing stuff, and they always seem to be quite high up, all those things. You start from up here and you're jumping from stuff and you're climbing stuff, so you can have that peak as a bit of a key word.
Peak. Although peak is also then used in a lot of business, even though it is about business kind of stuff, but I really want her product name to say the problem that she's solving. Does that make sense? Yeah? Or even like, you know, you might end up rejigging your brand so that it's more obvious as to what you do.
Yeah.
We're just having a play. You don't have to go with this.
Like it.
Yeah. So, ultimate, that's my word.
Oh, sorry.
I'm joking. Experience. Something adventure. I want adventure in it.
Yeah.
We want adventure. Adventure. Business. It has the word business almost has to be in there because it is those type of businesses that you.
So are you looking for a business name or a program name?
It could be both.
Yeah.
We just want something to start off with, the title. Adventure, business, specialist, expert, adventure business,
About live life now.
too
Is that not business?
broad and fluffy. I always say fluffy. Like,
Adventure tour?
what's that?
Adventure tour? Or turn like to
Adventure tour, expert. Let's just put something there, alright? Let's just put something there. Now, let's go with, tell me 10 things you could coach and teach people when it comes to being an adventure tour expert.
Yeah.
Alright,
Okay.
so number 1 is your customer, right?
Yeah.
So customer service. I'll just put the
Yeah.
boring names. Now what we do is we put down the boring stuff, okay?
Yeah.
Then we make it sexy. Customer service, yeah? That's cool.
Customer service.
sexy tour.
Yes.
That's it.
Systems, taking the business from manual system to online.
So automating.
Automating.
Yeah.
That's the word.
Automating
Automating.
your business, yeah? Still boring, this is
Still
boring.
boring, like SEO,
So this is then
Nice.
automating your business and then online.
online marketing.
Yep.
Brand, building brand awareness.
Building a brand, yeah. Because this is special for that particular industry.
Yeah.
Okay. What else?
What else? We've got.
All of you guys have businesses, so think about what each business would do to.
Yeah. Social media.
Yep.
That's another one. HR, finding the right people in business.
Yep. So
Like
employing.
yeah.
Finding the right business coach.
Mentoring. Yeah. Well, if she wants to be a coach, she needs to put that in her book or her program of how important it is, because then people need to call her.
Yeah.
So support and mentoring and
Finances.
so
Yeah. Structure.
financial smart.
Yeah.
What
Like
structures?
Business and finance, like planning, like business planning.
Yeah. So
Would
yeah.
that fall?
Yeah, definitely like
Yeah.
planning. We'll just do it.
Yeah. And
Let's go with
reporting,
one
I
more.
guess, for finance, like
Products,
reporting.
products, we need products in business too.
Product development, yeah,
Product
definitely.
development.
Yeah.
So you might come up with 2 more or whatever.
Yeah.
Now, let's sexy it up. Because this is like, I don't want to buy that program. This is, this is what people need, but what do they want? Okay? So I said this last time and I'll repeat it again. In general terms, people want a magic bullet. Okay? They want a quick fix. They want it to be easy, fast, simple, step by step, and a system. Okay? So your big name and your outline within this will need to sell them what they want, which is the magic bullet. Okay? The quick fix. So let's talk about it. So this is where we start using hypnotic language. Hypnotic words are words such as awesome, amazing, outstanding, ultimate, instant, fast, free, all that kind of stuff. So customer service. What could we call customer service? So you had something actually random at the client show us, you're right. So we could call customer service something about raving fans. Turning,
Making them fall in love with you.
yeah, how about fast ways to build raving fans? Yeah, quick ways to, or quick or fast ways to build raving fans. Let's just, we can always refine this, we're just going to start somewhere. So, quick ways. Think on the next one. You can take a photo of this. Of building. What did we say? Of building or
Quick ways of
creating?
yeah.
Creating is also a hypnotic word.
Yeah.
Raving fans. If you don't know where to find hypnotic words, Google it and you'll come up with 5 pages. Automating your business. Okay, so easy steps. The three steps to going from manual to automatic. Or what? Oh, that sounds like a car. 3 steps. 3 easy steps.
To automation.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, if you can keep it tight, yeah,
Yeah.
to automation. Can I show you something else? If you really want to make it, take it another, so I'll show you, this is one way of doing it with longer names, but it can have a lot of impact if you just choose one word for each step, and then you make them really curious. So in our Ninja Business Chicks business with Donna, we've got the 12 Ninja Stars to Business Explosion, and we call each of the stars one name, like future, virtual, what else do we have? Just now, I think product expert actually. So we just have that one word. So for example, for yours, it could be raving fans, just one. The number 2, automation, and you can, but as long as that word is just really, they're not sure what it is, but they want to find out. So there's 2 ways you can do a program. You can do it in the longer way, or you can just do that one word, which can have a lot of impact. Okay?
I like it,
Yeah, it's a cool idea, isn't it?
yeah. I've seen it somewhere.
Some entrepreneurs do it, and yeah, I've done it both ways, so it just depends how. Have you seen a group done as well with one name?
I think I know where you're coming from. I'm not really sure if I know exactly what you're saying.
So,
I'm just reading a book right now and it has the
Just-
chapters 1 and I thought that's a good idea.
and the names are actually really, like, you know, when we, say for example in Ninja Business Cheeks, we chose the word future. Like, what was future about? Like, everyone sort of kind of goes, what is it? But it was all about goal setting. Who wants to learn about goal setting? You know, that's boring, I'm goal setting.
Hey, Nat, maybe one thing that
Yeah,
a suggestion might help unlock some ideas here.
yes,
If there's an underlying theme,
yes.
you know, like your metaphor that you said the ninja thing, which is this martial artsy type of
Yep,
thing, if there's an underlying metaphor, then you can attach those words at each level to that metaphor.
yeah,
So,
Like the word
So-
adrenaline.
well, yeah, you know, like whatever a metaphor's got to be a representation or a model of well, not so much a brand of an idea of what you want to convey. So if your metaphor might be martial arts of white belt to black belt, using thought leader
yes,
stuff,
yes,
that metaphor gives people an idea that there's a ladder to climb, and you can attach the metaphor words related to that to
Yeah.
success, consistency, persistence, effort, and if that just might help carry the message.
yeah.
I'm wondering if there's a metaphor we could find here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So we're just obviously starting this and we're just doing it in 20 or 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And like I spoke to a lady in Dubai just before I came here and we unpacked the whole program like within that hour with her and she was like, oh my God, I've got so many ideas now of what I can do. And it can take that short amount of time, but you want to refine it. You want to probably spend a few hours on doing this. And then what you would do, so let's do a couple more. How are we going for time, guys? Good about
I know.
Ten
Yeah,
to
no,
eight.
I'll excuse myself for a minute or two.
Get ready for yourself. Okay, we've got,
No makeup.
we'll spend another 10 minutes on this and then so we'll get, we'll move on. So, online marketing. What do you guys reckon? Because I can do this for you, but if you guys don't play around with it so I can give you some feedback if you're on the right track, then you're not learning. Yeah.
Space attraction, online
What is it?
attraction, space attraction, or
Space attraction.
something, or attraction.
Be found online.
Yeah. So,
When I
Yeah.
think
I like the word
online,
attract.
when I think online, I think presence. That's
Yeah.
the main word that I use when I'm talking about working online. Is that
Mm.
online presence.
So, build a, maybe even
Visual
build a
attraction.
huge online presence.
Virtual attraction?
Virtual attraction.
Okay, that's my copyright, right?
Oh, is it?
Someone's stuck.
I love it. This one is a keeper. This is a keeper. Okay. Building your brand.
Yeah, I will.
Be found.
Is that like Facebook?
Building your brand.
This is a standout.
You irresistible.
Irresistible. Yeah.
Now, but I think about
How to be irresistible to your ideal client. Irresistible. Keep going about the attraction now.
Yeah.
Irresistible.
I'm a dating coach, you can't help it, I talk about, I
Yeah,
use
yeah,
my
yeah.
language.
Irresistible. Maybe we can just put
Your
them.
irresistible self?
Magnetic.
Magnetic. I like that word. Magnetic is a good word.
What about own your space?
Own your
Ooh.
space.
Own your space.
Is that
Brand your
It's a
space.
brand, you know, it's like
brand your space?
Brand your
take ownership of who you are, that type of
Yeah, but
idea.
we're looking for something
Own your
short.
space, find out where your turf is, carve it out, own it. That type of idea. Claim your space, that's the answer.
Claim. All right, let's leave those there. Social media.
Connection, affection.
finding friends.
I like that.
What is it?
Connection, affection.
I like finding
Connection of
You
friends.
know, that social media thing.
Something about famous. Something become famous. Because all
Okay.
like
If you wanted to go more than 15 minutes of fame.
yeah. There you go. You guys are getting it.
Yeah, let's play on our ladies all often.
Yeah. Employing. No one wants to talk about that. We better sex shit up and hide it. What it truly is. What's employing about?
Right people for the right
something
Right person or the right, something right.
employ the right person first time every time, something like that.
Right person for the right. Like,
Never sleep with the boss again.
Again.
You call it burn the couch.
Yeah, that's always sleeping with at that time.
I'm not sure.
Support.
See, what's the employment thing? What are we trying to say there?
It's about finding the right staff.
Okay. Find the dream team.
Yep, dream
Dream team.
Yeah.
That's not.
Something around dream team.
Yeah.
Your dream team.
Yeah.
Your
Dream
dream
team.
team.
Yeah.
It's all about them.
Yeah.
They want it to be about them, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah. It's nothing about you. Support and mentoring.
Support and mentoring. Hero came to mind. I find.
Don't walk without a net.
Don't-
Mentoring.
It's about getting them from A to B the fastest way possible. They're learning from someone who's done it before.
Something about hire or lifting hire. We're talking adventure hire, adventure. We're talking
Balloons. Can you incorporate the balloon into that?
accelerate.
Accelerate. I like accelerate.
On the shoulders of giants.
Accelerate from the
No.
shoulders of
On the, well, no, there's that saying, as you always
on the
say,
shoulder.
I can see far into the future because I stood on the shoulders of giants.
Yeah.
And you say, this is about support and mentoring. How do you stand on the shoulders of those who have gone before?
Accelerate on the shoulder. Yeah. Oh well, I might as well finish them all, and then you'll go back and you'll rejig finances. Numbers.
Love your numbers.
Huh?
Love your numbers.
Love your numbers.
You can even have like something to do with a magician,
What is it? What?
like a magician. Numbers magician or I don't know, magic numbers.
numbers.
A mathematician.
Without,
Magic.
show me the money.
We got it.
What's the number?
It's actually off The Simpsons, so
I know, it's still
that's
funny.
not mine.
how to make the world go round. That's about money, that's what I was saying.
Show me your numbers.
Goals to success.
Love your numbers.
But
Doing a
isn't this
cha-ching.
about, I'm just trying to also think, we don't want to trick them too much. I'm just also trying to think about what the content within it is going to be.
Yeah,
So
what's the
this was going to be about the understanding their figures and knowing what's going on within the business, is that right? And managing the finances?
Exactly.
Right.
Through reporting, analysing,
Right.
forecasting.
Yeah,
So
so
like
having
four to five figures or something like that. Touched up.
I don't even know what the word fortifying means. English is not my first language. So seriously, I can't hear what it's 14.
Mind your comings and goings.
Mind your comings and goings.
Mind your
They don't want to
numbers.
do that. That's
Mind,
hard.
mind your numbers.
Mind
Mind
your
your
mind.
Mind
We were on better on it before. Something about we
Mind your
had
business.
mind.
Yeah, but that's too much. Like the whole business.
Cash
We
flow
want
is
it
king.
easy. How do we make it easy? Yeah. So how do we make it easy?
Money game. Money game.
Cash flow is king. Cash flow is crucial. Cash flow.
Cash
Because
flow.
cash flow is always the lifeblood of a business. isn't it?
Yeah.
Biggest game.
Ease,
Not
cash flow,
easy.
having cash flow with ease, something like that.
Well, why not the money game? Because you're playing with it, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
The
true.
money game.
Alright, well, let's put it there. Alright. You have to love it. You can play it. Let's go, 2 more. Planning.
Planning.
Oh, well, this is about maybe,
Creation.
again, creating your ideal future, designing your
Creation.
Well, if this is about adventure and tourism, what about create a roadmap?
Your ultimate road map.
Yeah.
You can have ultimate, you can have ultimate, alright, your ultimate road map.
Yeah.
That's your stamp on it, isn't it?
Yeah, that it's been done by me. And product development, so this is the product.
It's about building, I mean, in the same way of building products,
Yeah.
I like, you know,
Building
I combine
blocks.
ballooning with the winery tour. So
Packaging?
packaging
This is
up,
packaging.
packaging
Alright.
up products.
Building blocks.
Think inside the box.
Packaging, leverage through packaging?
Leverage.
They want to leverage.
Would people really, I mean, we all might know what leverage is, but is that would that jump out at someone if you read that on the page there to the layman? Leverage is a bit of a
I know what leverage means.
jargon. Yeah, we all do.
I didn't know what qualified meant. Product, well, packaging? Well, she said packaging, so she's packaging things up in this point.
No, building blocks. Because you're building, aren't you?
What's the benefit of product development? What's the underlying sense of
The
The
benefit,
benefit is,
to make more money.
yeah, it is leveraging and it's creating extra income streams.
Profit
You're
from
able to
packaging.
sell more products to your third party sellers rather than, say, for us, it's, yeah,
profit
just
while you sleep?
Profit from packaging.
What about double your profit? People want to double their profit. Double your profit.
Triple or quadruple.
That's what they want. They want more time, more money, more freedom. Yeah.
Sorry.
Alright. Adventure tour expert. Can we come up with anything better for the bigger adventure tour? Business adventure.
What do you want me to read is, what do you want your clients to get out of it? Not six, maybe if you ask that question. What do you want them to walk away with? What's the take home message?
That we want them, this will end up being a program that perhaps you will approach businesses with
yeah.
or you could run like short workshops and then offer this as a full program, because then you've got to obviously go into all of these things. Then this is only the beginning, okay? So what goes under customer service, and then you'll go into all the different, it's about
Steps
further
and
unpacking
layers.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about your business adventure?
Yeah, I like that. Your business adventure? It's kind of a bit. Sure. So, hi, I'm Despina, and I'm from, what's your business at the moment?
Institute of Excellence.
Institute of Excellence, and I'm an expert at helping business owners who have adventure type businesses like hot air ballooning and whitewater rafting, bungee jumping, all that fun stuff that we do when we go on holidays. So what I have is this amazing program where I help them do it, and it's called Your Business Adventure. And it's a 10-step program, and this is where I go through and really help them get those raving fans, automate their business, create some virtual attraction through their social media and their online marketing, help them get famous with their brand. So you just, start talking about that and really get the language around it so that it becomes really fluid for you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So what you would now go, this is your homework.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to go home and then outline all that 10 and put them on 10 different pages and dump down as much information that's in your head that you can possibly dump down within each of these sections. Okay? So what can you teach this particular business around the customer service? And you've already had that random act of kindness. You can show us your kind of ideas and things like that. You can put that down. Tie it up with metaphors or stories, examples of what has happened within your experience, because you've had 10 years experience in hot air ballooning. So I'm sure you have many, many stories you can tell people. Okay? So when I write my books, I always talk about things that have happened in my business. And I know, Tony, you often give stories around insurance, things that people have, little incidents that have happened. So I'm sure every business has those stories. So write those down, and then we'll go back and start putting it all together. Now, for those of you that hate typing, and I know some of you were there last month and some of you weren't, but I actually told people how we wrote the Ninja Couch Marketing book in 3 hours on a weekend with Donna. You transcribe. So you record yourself on your iPhone, and you go chapter 1. If your IP is in your head, it's going to come out really fluently. Like, for example, Steve's been in printing for 10 years, more. Oh, 20. 30. You're young, yeah? I'm making you young. Alright, so he knows printing inside out, and he can just, ramble off different sections and then send it off to a transcriptionist. Our book was transcribed for $140 over with a guy in America, and then Stuart read it, my husband, cleaned it up a little bit. We gave it to Blaze. She cleaned it up even more, and 76 days later, we had it in our hands. So that's how quick it can happen. It doesn't have to take ages and ages. Then you can go into a program or whatever it is. It depends which way you want to go, but for the coaches in the room, I would just suggest starting with a book. Okay? And then developing that. I look at like my very first book, I look at it and I cringe and I go, oh my God, this could be like 3 times the size now. But it is what it is. I just keep moving on. Has that been helpful? Yeah? Yeah, it gives you ideas of what you can do for, more than happy to help anyone just play around with this. And yeah, I've been having fun around the world talking to people and making them do this, and I go, oh, I didn't know. Was that helpful?
Extremely.
Gives you the niche.
So I've always been caught in like the coaching, what I've been doing, but then I've got this.
But this is also coaching.
This is
what you're going to end up doing. You will be adding value through giving them the how, but at the same time you have the ability to coach and ask those cool questions, because you just kind of link up both. Because coaching is not just about asking questions. It's about educating and sharing those metaphors and stories, and then it's also about sharing insights. So what we kind of learn is like you just ask these weird ass questions, and then that's all you do. But how much can you really talk to a person once you ask them about 10 weird ass questions? Like, you need to bring value to people, and that's why you guys all have value within each and every one of you. I originally wanted to be a business coach when I started out, but then I realized, shoot, I haven't run a successful business yet. So therefore I had to make the weight loss stuff really successful, and then through what I did there, and obviously my success came from product creation, and I thought, well, now I can be in this area. Yeah?
I have a question to you.
Yeah.
You said to put it each point on one page and then
Yeah.
fill it up with content.
Yes.
Yeah, and then?
And then you start writing, or you start transcribing. So Donna and I went away for the Ninja book. I had 6 pages because I wrote 6 chapters, she wrote 6, and one was a bonus chapter where we interviewed a social media expert. So we just transcribed the interview, chucked it in the book. And I basically had my 1 page, and I was in one room, she was outside, and I said chapter 1, and the blah, 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 blah. But I followed my page, because otherwise, I might lose my space. So I had my little story here, my dot points. It was just like really...
Okay, so you do like a bit of a map of each point, and then you...
just to make sure that everything that I wanted to cover in that chapter was covered. Okay. And I haven't read the book again, but Blaise says it flows really well, and it's conversational. So yeah.
And this process, that's pretty much like to translate it into a book. That's your chapters.
That's your chapters. If you can think of more, and you can think of 12 or 15 or whatever, by all means add some on. But definitely we want to clean this up and as Greg said, could we find a metaphor? Could we have a bit more of like, this is actually the most important part, guys. Who cares what's inside? Of course it's important. But the attraction is that you're going to attract someone through that. And then they'll invest in it and they'll get what they need, which is the how. But you've got to sell them what they want.
Yeah.
And they want the magic bullet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And just start noticing other people's books. Awaken the Giant Within, or the Brad Sugars, the Action Coach Guide, instant leads, instant cash flow, instant this, instant that. Yeah, bullshit, you get instant. It's not instant, it's hard work. But he sells instant. His word is instant. My word is ultimate.
Yeah.
Like ultimate, like 7 ultimate secrets. Really, is there only 7 secrets? And are they ultimate? No. That's bloody hard work to lose those last 10 kilos. Yeah? Yeah.
Yeah.
But you gotta sell it, otherwise
Yeah.
they won't invest.
Yeah.
And you won't have a business.
Mhm.
Alright,
Thank you
for
so
being a
much.
guinea pig.